Alright, what's up, y'all? Back again. Today we're talking Gojira. No Gojira shirt, unfortunately. But, yeah, so we've had a few days to think about Fortitude. I've been through it like 4 times now, just trying to solidify it into my head. And I think I got a decent enough grasp on it, just enough things to say about each track. And as you know, over here, I like to talk about each track because each song has some kind of soul and love put into it, so obviously we got to talk about all of them. So we open with "Born for One Thing," and this is like the second single we got, and it has a pretty cool intro where it has like the harmonic, not like pitch harmonic, but like what's going up the guitar, whatever the fuck that's called. I have no idea. Then you have that snare build up, pretty good riff. Like the main riff, I really like the note. I know in jazz it's called like the bass walk, where you kind of do, but it's we're doing that on a guitar instead. Where it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of "For Whom the Bell Tolls," but like faster and better. But yeah, super good main riff to this song. The chorus is excellent. It just makes you scream, "Yeah, we were born for one thing." Whatever the hell else he says, I have no idea what the lyrics are in this song. And then we get our intro reprise where they bring that shit back, and then oh fuck, it breaks down. I'm just like, god damn, major stank face. And then it ends with like the mosh part, the China thing, and then the do just the palm muted open notes. Great song, excellent song. Then we move on into Amazonia, and it's a pretty simple riff, but I think it's really emphasized by the drum pattern. It's just dow 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 dow, but then like the double bass pattern in the fucking ride. God, excellent. And the chorus riff to this song is one of my favorites on the album. I love the powerful, the power chords, I guess. Do 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 do. Yeah, fucking awesome. The bridge has this really cool production hook where it kind of repeats the intro, but with like a robotic feel to it. Then we get that sick ass tom fill in the middle of that. It's simple but effective, which I would say summarizes the band pretty well. They're not out there doing crazy sweeps or tapping. Well, they do tapping sometimes, but they pretty much stick to the same stuff. But like what they do is just so damn good. And then we have, it fades out with the intro coming back. Good song. I think I'll mostly revisit this one for the chorus. And then we lead on to Another World, which was our first single like a year ago. I remember when they dropped it, there was no news of any new album. I was like, oh, well, it's just, just the one song and one and done deal. But yeah, glad to see it made it on this album. The main riff, I think, has some really cool. It has like a wavy vibe to it, it's kind of like going back and forth on the guitar. Definitely the simplest as far as the drums go, but I think the music video really helped this song because I always imagine it every time I'm hearing this song. And then that one bass slide in the bridge, it's the doo. It only does it once, and I would say, well, as Patrick would say,
that's one of those sentence enhancers.
It's just that little spice you throw into each song that just, it's a little thing, but it's really effective. I love that. I love the chanting in this whole section. I think it's just really powerful stuff. And then the outro is actually my favorite part of the song. Again, it's really illustrated by the music video, but they get to this other world, and it's like, it's just as bad. And the music, it gives this all hope is lost vibe. It still does like the wavy riff, but there's some like effects on it. And then the lead guitar comes in with those, it's only like 5 notes, but god damn, it hits so hard. All hope is lost. Fantastic ending. Then we get to Hold On, which has a really nice intro, but man, once the riff kicks in, it gets really good. You got that chugging pattern with the accented, the few chords, and then it repeats the riff for the chorus, but with some vocal chants added in. Like the fight, and they just pair so well together. And the verses aren't anything special, But I really like the opening to the bridge, the guitars. I think it's some of the finest riffs on the album. Then it ends with the chorus, and again, it's a pretty solid song that's really held up by the chorus. So then we get to Newfound, which is our longest song on the record. The riff uses this like weird ass guitar thing. It kind of sounds like what they did with Stranded, except like faster. The leads in the chorus are excellent. Bridge, we get a breakdown thing with the pitch harmonics, but then we get right back into the chorus, which I kind of wish they kind of extended that bridge instead of just pop it right back into the chorus. Then we have like a chorus part 2 where it's like a cleaner version of it. Long outro that has some pretty sick fills. Not my favorite, but still a solid song. And then we get to our title track, Fortitude. It's a very somber song at first. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but the vocals in this are actually like really creepy. Like it has this like EQ to it, and it kind of if you ever seen Sinister, it has some weird ass vocal things in some of those in some of that soundtrack. It's fucking weird. It's weird to listen to. But as it turns out, it's just an intro track. It leads right into the chant. And the chant does the chant a lot. Like, it's like 85% of the song. And I'm not really too huge onto it. We do have a mid solo, which is pretty soulful. You know, we do not get a lot of solos in this band. But, yeah, just, I don't know. That chant doesn't resonate with me as much as I think they want it to. And because of this, it's ranked much lower on my favorite songs on the album. Sphinx comes in, and it's immediately brutal. You got those signature pick scrapes. It sounds like there's some chains being slammed at certain points in the song. Most riffs are just variations of that beginning one, but that riff is so good, I don't even care. Probably one of my favorite songs on the record. Into the Storm. It starts, and I immediately thought like, oh shit, because you can just hear that fucking crazy ass drum pattern slowly coming in, and again we have a sick ass riff. I think the drums really make the song. It's a fast paced riff with the ride pattern going on, and you got the double bass chugging verses and chord based choruses. Pretty standard stuff, but done very effectively. The chorus may be a little bit cheesy with the whole put your fist in the air thing, but you know, it's fine, whatever. You know, the intro is repeated for the bridge, but again, that intro is so kick-ass, I'm perfectly fine with it. The outro is simple guitar-wise, but it's all about that Mario, baby. Mario Brothers, get Luigi. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying with this. And then it fades out with like a string section, but with still the intro in the background. Yeah, pretty solid song. The Trails reminds me of kind of a bit of Another World, but not nearly as interesting. The riff is kind of doing another tremolo thing with the mid-tempo drums going on. Vocals are pretty whatever in this one. I think the chorus is the exception when it comes to this, because, you know, everything, it does something different, but it doesn't show up till like mid-song, and it's the only one. Then we go back into the same verse, essentially, and then it does like a solo outro, and that's it. Honestly, this is pretty easily my least favorite on the album. And then we end with Grind. Apparently, the entire album was just an appetizer for this song, because it is by far the craziest song on every instrument. He's doing some crazy shit with the tom and the bass, and he's still hitting like the ride thing. The main riff combines everything they've done on the album. Chugging, really quick pick scrapes, the harmonic riding thing, the crazy ass ride patterns, all compacted into this like 5-second riff. It's incredible. It even does the snare build up like they did for Born for One Thing in the middle, and then the last 2 minutes is like all the outro, and this outro slays ass. I absolutely love the chord progression. That sounds like it's just like the bass doing it, and then the guitars, you got this like other melodic thing going on, and it's really, really a great ending to this album. In fact, I think my favorite song on the album was Sphinx, but then when I got to this song, I have a perfect visual representation of how my mind went when I was listening to this. Please take a watch.
Flapping gums at each other. Any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
Overall, Fortitude continues to give Gojira fans what they love about the band. Pick scrapes, phenomenal drumming, vocals that I still don't understand how a human could give out that amount of harshness naturally, and incredibly brutal riffs that make you go, God damn, and crank that volume up to 12. So please join me in a few days or a week whenever the album shows up, where I will be ranking all the albums. And until then, keep cranking this album, because, man, there's only a couple artists that I could think of that could top this album, and I think this is easily going to be one of the best albums of the year.